That's right, guys. We are getting the transmission tune done on the M3, and I am super excited. Come to find out that there happened to be one of the best trans tune guys in the world that lives right in my backyard. Thanks to my buddy Jay, he hooked me up. The guys that have done work on this car at M-Tech Performance also get their trans tune from my buddy Rod. So just happened to meet this guy recently, taking the car over to his house, and we're gonna get this thing dialed in. You got to use the XHP dongle. You have to buy the license, and then he's going to rewrite and do a custom tune. So I'm really happy about that. One of the things about this car, and I was always wondering, like, why am I not seeing the performance out of the JB4? One thing that I found out for sure on the JB4 is it doesn't like any other map except map 2, or unless you have a custom map, just because it makes the computer wig on your car, if that makes sense. There's a lot of limiters on the JB4 and also on your BMW, so you got to be careful when you're doing that. It does, yes, feel like you have an increase in power, but you got to know exactly where it needs to be at in order to gain the most power out of it. So I've ran this car in map 4, map 5. I've done an E30 mixture and just couldn't ever seem to get over that hump and get into the 10s like I should be. Now, I have seen other guys posting on YouTube that they're able to increase their horsepower and able to get those gains from having a trans tune, which makes sense. I mean, on my truck, I have a trans tune and it piggybacks against each other. So, I mean, you can get all this power out of the engine, but if the transmission isn't absorbing that power and isn't distributing that power equally, then all you're going to do is just blow smoke, and all you're going to do is just burn more fuel, and it's not really going to go where it wants to go. And that was one of the reasons why I went with a different truck with a different transmission, specifically for that reason. So let's cross our fingers. Let's hope that we can get everything goes well today. We're going to get this thing dialed in, and we're going to look forward to some pulls. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm not going to show you guys too much of where the car is getting the work done on, just for privacy issues, and unless Rod is okay with that, I might do some filming there, but if not, we're going to do some filming after we get the tune done. So I am super excited that we are going to go ahead and get that done. This is something that I've been anxious to do, because one of the things with the JB4 is a piggyback tune. Now, Rod said the best tune for me to get is to do the Femco unlock. But for my sense of security, I wanted to just stick with the JB4 for now. Eventually, that might possibly be our next route, is to go with the full unlock and to flash the ECU. So we'll see what happens. I want to see what kind of performance we're going to get out of this. We won't be able to do much testing because the track isn't going to be open this Thursday, but we'll be running it next Thursday. So I am going to check that out as well once we get everything in, and then we'll have to obviously dial everything in as we go. So we're fixing to get it in, and let's see what we got. That's right, guys. We got it installed. We got the XHP put in the car, and we got the Rod Sutphin Tune put in. Anyway, guys, we're going to go for a ride, let you guys see how it feels. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I made this video yesterday after we got it installed, but apparently somehow the volume dropped. So we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Street, you want to make sure it's in four-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive plus. You want to make sure your traction control is all the way off. You want your chassis to be in comfort. You can change that if you want to. Transmission, we're going to put in D3. And you want to leave it in Sport, not Sport Plus. When you go to Sport Plus, you're going to have that. That's going to be for drag instead of street. You also want to make sure that your transmission is warmed up before you start ripping it. So we're going to drive around real quick and get this thing warmed up. One thing about Rod's Tune is you're going to notice your transmission is going to be a lot cooler than just running it with just your regular XHP. A lot of these guys that are doing these trans tunes and just doing any tune in general, they're not really setting anything. They are just pretty much just maxing everything out, all the options, maxing it out. Now before, when I was just running the JB4, you could notice a little bit of power, but it wasn't much. It was, I mean, when you got 500 horsepower on a all-wheel drive car, it seems pretty fast as it is. When we were going to the track, we didn't really notice any increase in time. That was a big problem for us. But now when the gears hit, I mean, you can feel that car just wants to jump right into the next gear. I mean, I'm super impressed with how everything has been going. I got to use his dongle, which was a Thor dongle. You can use a Thor or you can use a XHP. My XHP is coming in the mail, but he had one on hand, so we were able to go ahead and tune it. Really great guy, super humble. He's been doing this for a while and very smart and intelligent. Now, when you get in the car, obviously, you don't want to just start ripping it down the road. You want to let that thing warm up. You want to let the tires warm up. You want to let it, you want to let it do its thing, Come in here and get some, like you're going on the track, like you're fixing to go for a run. Get them tires warmed up. Loosen it up. Like I said earlier, I had made this video yesterday when we had got the car out, and then apparently my microphone just dropped, so we weren't able to get the whole video. So now we're gonna go down the road, come back, get that thing warmed up, hit it a couple times. Now, once I get my dongle, I can go in and I can turn a couple things off. But I'm going to tell you guys, the last thing you want to do is when you buy a XHP, they got drag mode or something like that. Never run it in drag mode. I've heard a lot of horror stories about it. You don't want to mess with it. Spend the extra couple $100 and get with Rod. I mean, he is super fast on responsive. He's going to hit you back up and just, I mean, you can have your tune the same day, unless you have, upgraded turbo, you have a upgraded trans. He'll still be able to go ahead and do that for you, but it might take him a little bit longer. I'm not sure why I didn't think about doing this before. I did hear about it after I did my tune. A lot of these tuners that you buy, they go ahead and they will do the transmission. But with these newer cars, the transmissions are locked down, so you have to have a license to be able to get into the car, which is one of the things that a lot of these manufacturers are doing. They're locking everything down so people don't go in there and mess anything up. Just a little throttle there. Let that trans warm up a little bit. I mean, we're still sitting at 87 on the trans. Now, I'm only running this on map 2. I have ran map 5 with the E30 mixture. I'm not running a E30 mixture right now, but I've heard a lot of guys have spoke highly about map 2, saying that map 2 was the way to go with the timing issues and just the way the car likes it. But I mean, if you can run really good times on just pump gas, obviously you're going to gain more power when you're running to a E30 or E85, full E85. I like to go to a full E85 on this car. There's just no E85 where I live. You have to travel about 45 minutes to get it. So when you hit that next gear, I mean, you know, if you guys remember, when you get into that next gear, there'll be just like a little hesitation and then it pull, hesitation, then pull. There's no hesitation at all. It's just whoop, 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 whoop. Just go, go, go. Especially when you launch this car, especially when you get it. I mean, look guys, I mean, we've been ripping on it, you know, just a little bit. Still, trans temp sitting at 87. Now water temps come up some, 204, 206. This car loves to go fast, put it that way. It's meant to go fast. I wish we had Autobahn around here so we could just rip. But unfortunately we don't. Now you can launch this car without putting it in launch mode. You can just boost your turbo, slightly hold the pedal down till it boosts and take off. You're gonna see a big difference also when you do that. Launch control, these cars don't like to spin. These cars, when the tires spin, I mean, I have traction control completely off, but for some reason these cars do not like to spin. And I can attest to that. I remember sitting at a track, launched it, took off. It went from first to second in a matter of, you know, milliseconds. I mean, I didn't even shift the gear. Now this car automatically will go from first to second when you launch it because the gear is so low. A lot of guys are launching these cars in second gear. Now I have launched the car in second. Wasn't really, I mean, I still ran a pretty decent time, but I don't know, we'll have to see how things go. But yeah, guys, when you get this tune, you want to go through all your parameters, you want to go through all your shifting, let the transmission relearn itself. It's going to take a few times. Like, don't just go in and start hitting it right away. Just gradually start working it like it's a brand new transmission. Just take it easy. See how I want to jump right into second? I don't like that. I do not. I despise that so much. Now, if you take it out, let's take it out of M. We're going to go out of M mode. We're going to go to Sport. Keep it in chassis. There. We're going to go to D3. I'm going to show you how this car launches. To me, I don't like the launch mode at all. It seems like it runs better without launch mode. I don't know if you guys have run into that issue or not. The trans, just like I said, it doesn't like to slip when it's in launch. It wants to jump right into second. Now, we just ripped that one, and look, trans temp's sitting at 91. Like, come on. Seems like it shifts so much better without launching it yourself. Like, putting it in launch mode. Just let the car do what it wants to do. I mean, did not jump into second gear one time. There's something up with that launch mode. And the other thing is when you put it in Sport 2, or when you put it in Sport Plus, those tires want to rip. So that's going to be your drag. So that's why you want to be on a sticky track where there's no dragging whatsoever. I can't wait to get this car back on a track, see what kind of times we're going to get. I've been told, Rod said you're going to gain at least about a half second to a second in time, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be super impressive for me. We want to get down to the 10s. We should be in the 10s. No problem, shouldn't be in the 10s. So we can get in at 10, 10.5, 10.4. I'll be really happy. Yeah, I can tell dramatic difference. I mean, dramatic difference, guys. It's night and day. So if you're driving one of these cars and you haven't done a trans tune, get the trans tune, guys. It does better in automatic. Now you can launch this car in automatic. If you, on your drag, you got to go into your XHP settings and you have to, I forget what you have to turn off, but you go in and turn off, I think you got to enable or disable your launch on the XHP. then you can launch in second, will automatically shift. You launch it in second and automatically shift through all the gears. So I haven't been able to do that yet because I don't have my dongle. So as soon as I get my dongle, I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more. You want to have your dongle. What I was told by Rod is he has the parameters set where you're not going to have any problems, catastrophic problems with your car. If it goes into limp mode, that's fine, guys. Don't freak out if your car goes into limp mode. That's just a sign that you have a protective barrier in, that you kind of push the bar a little too much. You just go in, reset everything, recalibrate everything, reflash it, and it'll be back to new. So hope you guys enjoyed that quick little run we did. And remember, the links listed below. You can see the logo off to the side. That's going to show you when you go into his store. Go ahead and just find the car that you're looking for. Now, he doesn't just do BMWs. He does a lot of other vehicles. So just text him, email him, find out, hey, do you do this trans? And he'll let you know. But I do appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already and you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell off to the side. We got more videos coming soon on the M3. We're going to be getting this thing test and tuned over in Bradenton here in a couple of days. So I can't wait. Hope you guys continue to follow me as we make more videos. I do appreciate you guys. Have a good one. We'll see you on the next one.